Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ileane Smith, and today we are going to tackle the question, where should you go live? Where should you go live with your live video? Thanks so much for coming to the live stream here on YouTube. My name is Ileane Smith, and welcome to another edition of Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. And today we're going to tackle the topic that I know is on everybody's mind who wants to live stream. You want to do live video. You just not sure if you should use YouTube Live or if you should use Facebook Live. Now, in all honesty, I gotta tell you, I use both. But I use them in different ways. And I know a lot of you guys are excited. It's January the 15th, 2017. And just recently, Facebook rolled out the feature where everybody can go live from their desktop. Now they're slowly rolling it out. Everybody doesn't have access to it yet, but you can go live from your desktop on your profile and on your pages and into your groups. And so it's a really exciting time for live video. Now, I've been on YouTube since 2009, and I've been encouraging folks for the longest time to use video, right? So now folks are finally, now that it's come to Facebook, and Facebook Live is just really, it's got everybody jumping in the bandwagon. Or is it on the bandwagon? Or is it off the bandwagon? Either way, you guys know what I mean. You know, because for one thing, let's face it, guys, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Live video is a lot of fun. And I've got videos here to show you how to go live on Facebook using different apps. Like this one I'm using here now is Switcher Go. You can go live on YouTube or on your Facebook page with this particular app. You can go live on YouTube from your desktop. I have apps about that. There's a Be Live app. I have a tutorial. I just got a bunch of different tutorials about live video in this series, Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. So I'm so glad that you're following along on this journey. So I just want to check over on YouTube and see if there's anybody there in the chat. So while I do that, I'm going to just take a look at some of my notes and some of the things that I think that we should consider and that these live platforms should provide for us, okay? And these are the things that are on my wish list. And, I don't know that either of these platforms fulfills everything on this list, but let's just go through the list and let me know what you think. Okay, I wasn't able to pull up the stream, so hey, if you're commenting, if you're here on the live stream on YouTube today, I just want to say thank you. Please share this out with your peeps here on, YouTube, social media, Facebook, Twitter, wherever. Okay, so one of the things that I think is really important for live video is discovery. Notice I just asked you guys to share this out. Now, theoretically, since I'm on YouTube, my subscribers should have got some kind of a notification to say that I'm live. Now, we know that that's not always 100%, and it all depends upon if someone has notifications turned on or if they don't. Facebook the same way. Facebook Live, People can turn on notifications to make sure they catch your live stream, even if you're live on your page. Most of the time when I go live on Facebook, I'm going live into a group. And so on the Facebook groups, you want to, I'm sorry for a little background noise. I'm not sure if you guys heard that or not. On the Facebook Live groups, there's not as much of a discoverability issue because most of the time when you go live in your groups, you just want to do it for a small segment of people. But even for those replays, this is one place where I have to give YouTube the edge, because the YouTube replays, there's a lot of search, there's a lot of discovery, and let's face it, people come to YouTube to watch videos. So if you have a video that is answering a question or entertaining people and it's something that folks are searching for, they're much more likely to find it on YouTube than they'll ever find it on Facebook. So discoverability is one of the key things that I think live video should offer. The next is the chat and the comments. I think that the engagement with the audience, which is why I really wish I could see my live stream now on YouTube to see if there's anybody leaving me chat, because I'm using this app and this app doesn't allow chat. But if I was on my desktop on YouTube, I would be able to see the chat, but the chat goes away when the live stream is over. You know, YouTube, I wish, if the YouTube gods are listening, please do something about that. I want that chat to be permanent, but you know, it is what it is. However, YouTube is coming out with a new feature called Super Chat, whereby creators can get paid. So people can leave chats, leave the creators a tip, or actually pay so that their comment can be highlighted. And we're going to talk about monetizing. That's on the list too, so we'll come back to that later. Okay, so next on the list is multicam. Multicam. What do I mean by multicam? I mean, for the longest, even with Google Hangouts on Air, which is now rolled into YouTube Live, you can bring multiple people on cam. Facebook Live, you cannot do that unless you use a third-party app. They did a test a few months ago. It was not good at all. I don't know if they're ever going to build it and integrate it into the Facebook Live platform. But for now, it's not. So I'm just going to have to give YouTube the thumbs up on that one. So having the opportunity to do interviews, so you can interview experts, you can even bring on some of your fans for conversation. It was one of the exciting things for me, was because I'm a patron of Tim Schmoyer from Video Creators. He had all of his patrons that could come in. As one of the perks of being a patron on Patreon was that we were all on one of his live streams. And, you know, he was using a third-party app to do that, but he could have used a Hangout to do that. So YouTube does allow for you to have multiple people on. Right now, Facebook Live does not let you do that. Next is a mobile app. Oh my gosh, a mobile app. I'm so, I don't know what the word is. I just wish YouTube would stop dragging their feet on the mobile app, which is why right now I'm on Switcher Go, because if I wanted to do this from my iPhone, I have to use a third-party tool. And so I'm using Switcher Go, which is the app that I like to use when I'm doing YouTube Live if I want to do it from my phone. But there also needs to be an Android app, and people need to be just able to quickly, you know, just push a couple buttons and go live. Facebook has that. And so there you go. You got to think about that. You know, are you going to have a pre-planned show with a bunch of guests lined up? Then you may not care about just pushing a button and going live. So you want to go on YouTube. But With Facebook, it's like anytime, anywhere, you just so happen to see, something happening while you're walking down the street on the way to the supermarket or to your friend's house or whatever, some of your neighbors, or you're in a beautiful scene or a beautiful setting or a restaurant or an event. You can just pull out that Facebook Live app and go live so quickly from Android as well as iPhone. So YouTube, you still got some work to do. All right, so in the next area is the desktop capability. And we talked about this a couple minutes ago. Facebook does have this rolling out. It's not available to everybody yet, but it's in the process of rolling out that you'll be able to go live from your desktop. So both of them get the thumbs up on that. But like I said, YouTube still has the edge because YouTube allows you to have multiple people on cam from desktop. Be really interesting to see how long it takes for Facebook to come out with the multicam. Okay, so now let's move on to my last point here. And before I do that, I just want to make, first, again, thanks you guys for coming. And I also want to make you aware that if you want to be a patron of mine over on Patreon, you just go over to patreon.com/Ileane. That's Ileane. I put the logo up there so you can see the spelling of Ileane. And even if you go over to my website, IleaneSmith.com, you'll see my Patreon. And one more announcement is please, please, please come to Social Media Marketing World in San Diego in 2017. And it's going to be March the 22nd through the 24th. I'll have links in the description. Make sure that you sign up for, if you can't come in person, there's also a virtual ticket. I'll make sure I get the link for that as well. Okay, so on to, this is the last point that I have on my list, but I'm sure you guys can think of something that I'm missing. Please let me know. Leave me a comment, tweet at me, leave me a voicemail over on SpeakPipe. If there's something that you see that YouTube is lacking or Facebook is lacking, or maybe they're both lacking, just let me know. So here's my last piece, and that is the monetization. I mentioned earlier, this super chat feature is getting ready to roll out. I think it's absolutely fabulous that creators will be able to have that direct connection with their fans or with their viewers, who's ever watching their shows, and people can compensate them for, the theory is that you want your comment to rise to the top, but really the bottom line is you're actually giving a tip to the person who's the creator, because most of the time the comments are going to be things like, you're doing a great job, or maybe there's a question that people want to ask, and that's going to happen on live streams. And so I think that's a fantastic idea. And looks like it's going to be a replacement for YouTube fan funding, which, I think fan funding was okay, but this is much better because it gives people a chance to do that engagement, and it helps you to build community because, there's an ongoing conversation. So hopefully we'll all be getting that. Initially it's going to roll out on Android, which is so amazing to me because most of the new things roll out to iPhone first. So Android users, you're going to get Super Chat. And by the time you guys watch this, because remember, I'm on YouTube, discoverability, it'll be out, this video will be around for a while. Then, hopefully by the time you see this, everybody has it. And you'll be like, yeah, I'm so glad. So monetization. Another app that does this really well, and it's not YouTube or Facebook, and it's Busker. Busker.co. If you are someone who's really talented You know, maybe you're a comedian. Maybe you do characters like my friend Foamy the Homie and and Billy. They are Muppets. Or maybe you're an artist. You know, you do some type of drawing or painting or singing. Or you're like my friend Anita Wingley. She does meditations or something like that, where you're just an individual. You're maybe not even an entrepreneur, but you have talents and you can do live streams. Busker is a place where you can go and you can get tips that way as well. And also, YouNow is another site that you can go live and get tips with as well. But I'm more a fan of Busker. I was on YouNow a little bit earlier today, but Busker's more my speed, put it that way. But guys, check them all out, all those apps. It's a fun time, everybody. And, you know, we have all these apps vying for our attention, just like we're vying for our audience's attention. So let's take advantage of them. Let's have some fun. Let's do some live video. And if you have questions, just leave comments for me or tweet at me or check me out on Facebook. Please let me know, which one do you prefer? Facebook Live or YouTube Live? I'm sticking with both. This is Ileane, and I'll talk to you guys next weekend. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Peace.